No doubt Retrobit's been knocking it out of the park with their retro re-releases lately. And recently, they released the Battletoads Double Dragon Kart for the NES, which is pretty cool, and also Avenging Spirit for the Game Boy. It's one of my favorite Game Boy games. I think it's an amazing game. Definitely worth checking out. Now, with those two releases, they upped the game with the packaging and the quality. Everything about them was amazing. And it was only a matter of time before they announced what their next releases were going to be and when pre-orders would start. And that day is today. But not just one game going up for pre-order. We got two. One for the Sega Genesis and then one for the Super Nintendo. Take your pick or get them both, but we got both 16-bit consoles covered today. Pretty cool stuff. So the Genesis cartridge that they are releasing is Gleylancer. This game was only released officially on cartridge in Japan back in 1992, but we have had access to digital versions in the past, and we had an English translated version that finally released for the Nintendo Switch in late 2021, which I did review that game back then, so if you want to see more of what the game entails, hey, I recommend checking that video out. Yeah, it's my video. Of course, I'm going to self-promote a little bit, right? But here with this release, we're getting a Genesis cartridge with the official English translation. In this game, it's not your typical horizontal shooter. And I've gone over this before in my previous video, but we got a story. There's numerous cutscenes and conversations between the characters during stages. So of course, the English translation comes in handy to really understand what the heck is going on. So this is one of those games where if you want the original release, you're going to be paying somewhere around $500 for a complete copy, or around $200 for a loose copy. I know there's nothing like owning the original release of a game if you're a collector, but when Retrobit re-releases a hard-to-find and expensive game for a fair price, I think a lot of people take notice. These are official. You know, they are licensed from the company who owns the rights to the games or created the game, whatever, right? Now, I have a feeling that this may be one of their more popular releases simply due to how expensive the original is and how good the game is. A lot of times there's expensive games and they're not really all that great, but this one is pretty awesome. So pre-orders start now and they run through December 27th of this year. This is an open pre-order, so quantities will only be limited by how many are ordered. Now, it's available on numerous shops online in North America and Europe, and the price is $55 US for the complete little package here. So this edition of the game comes in a translucent looking red shell. Looks like it has a black PCB with the Japanese Gleylancer logo on the board, and it's visible through the shell on the back. Now it comes in a typical hard clamshell Sega Genesis style case with a reversible cover and a slip case as well. And they also took the original Japanese manual and translated it, so you're going to have a nice full-color manual you could read. And also comes with a numbered certificate of authenticity. And now, the Super Nintendo game they are releasing shouldn't really come as a surprise, but Battletoads Double Dragon for the Super Nintendo. I heard plenty of people in my comments on my NES version video saying how they were waiting for this one. So here it looks like they're releasing two versions, a PAL version and a North American version, which ensures, whichever region you're in, whichever region Super Nintendo you have, that whatever cartridge you order, it'll fit it, right? So there you go. But either way, you are getting the new green cartridge. I don't think this one is transparent or translucent, whatever, but maybe it's possible. But looking at the renders, it looks like it's a solid green color, almost like a metallic green, but I'm not 100%. I suppose we'll have to wait for the final product to see how that comes out. But it does look like it could be pretty cool. It kind of matches, green, right? And also, like always, we get the full color manual, and the game comes in a hardcover clamshell box. And this looks similar to how the NES version Retrobit recently released was packaged, which I really like how they started going with that style. You still get a box that's the same size as your original releases, for the original consoles, but now the boxes are way more sturdy and you don't have to worry about wrinkling cardboard or bending anything. It's just a nicer packaging, I think. Now, also the game is numbered, but instead of a certificate, it's on the box. So this one is also up for pre-order now, and it's open until December 27th, just like Gleylancer. And typically with these releases, They will ship within a few months after the pre-order closes. And I know some people can be impatient. I'm impatient as well. I want to know where the hell my stuff is at. But if you want to keep tabs on when to expect them or closer to, when they've been produced, shipped to retailers, that kind of thing, I highly recommend following Retrobit on Twitter. I mean, that's where I follow them, but I'm sure they're on other social medias as well. But yeah, I'm excited for these 2 releases. There's so many games that these guys could be putting out in the future. Really curious what you guys would like to see from them. I mean, I love the quality with everything that they've been doing. They've been doing a great job, in my opinion. A lot of these games are really awesome that they put out. And I understand not for everyone, but hey, they're pretty sweet in my opinion. So let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one. Bye.